So I finally found a Chinese service provider that provides English services and has English social media. Could this be the perfect SIM card for foreigners in China? Stay tuned and find out. So at first I thought this was too good to be true. So I actually called them up and I tested them. I pretended I knew zero Chinese and they were able to actually help me in English. I was quite impressed. So if you didn't know, getting a cell phone SIM card in China can be quite a hassle. You need to physically go to a store and provide them all kinds of paperwork and information like your passport, your temporary residence permit, your visa information, and maybe even your bank account information. Luckily, I actually bumped into this company doing an advertisement on Facebook, so they know how to market to foreigners, and they also have a WhatsApp. What I like about it is that you don't even need to leave your house to register and get a SIM card. They will mail it to you. Whereas beforehand, I would have to find different kind of service providers and physically go there to get the paperwork, and I need to show them the passport in person. Big hassle. But this company lets you do everything online with their authentication process. They offer customized packages and they have different platforms for customer service like Facebook. They have a website, they have WhatsApp, and they have WeChat. So if you don't have a WeChat yet, because you don't have a Chinese SIM card, you can contact them on Facebook and WhatsApp, no problem. So how can you register from your home without having to go anywhere? Well, there's a couple ways. You can follow their WeChat account and simply click on I want to buy and activate a SIM card. Or you can go to their Facebook page and click on Learn More. That would eventually direct you to their website, and you can also click on Buy a SIM card. Now, what I like about this is that they're really thinking about the customer journey. When you're in China for the first time, you probably don't have an active Alipay or WeChat Pay. You can use PayPal though, for the most part. PayPal's pretty international and you can easily use that. Well, guess what? They accept payments in PayPal if you don't have WeChat and Alipay. So you can feel more at ease. Because everybody knows to set up WeChat and Alipay, it's a lot easier to do when you have a Chinese phone number, although it's still possible with a foreign phone number. So then it comes time to buy the card. You have to make a deposit. Once you make a deposit, they'll physically send you your card to your Chinese address. You're going to need to know your Chinese address, of course.
Something else I did want to mention, that if you come to China and you have to quarantine during this pandemic period, like a hotel like this, Shangri-La, they also provide services where they can deliver to the front desk and deliver your SIM card to your room so that you're not left without any mobile data during your 14-day quarantine. But I thought it was pretty handy.
Once you receive the card, your phone number will actually be either like taped or it'll be written on the SIM card. Well, what you do next is that you log into the platform either on WeChat and Facebook and follow the steps. You can type in either your email address or your phone number that's mentioned on the SIM card and continue on with the registration. In one of the steps, you're going to have to upload your passport picture and your entry stamp date. This is to prove that you're actually in China and that you have the proper visa to come into China. After you've gone through the authentication with the passport, then you'll get notifications saying, okay, now you can log in. If this is your first time logging in, you simply use your SIM card phone number as a user account and the last 6 digits of your passport as the password. You can obviously change the password afterwards. Once you are logged in, you can see your account details and different plans that are offered, and it's all in English. There's no Chinese. I didn't see any Chinese. Sure, the translations may not be 100% on point, but it's an understandable English. You know, in a lot of platforms like Alipay and WeChat, there's still a lot of things that the interface is still in Chinese, even if you use the international English version. Now, I know I'm explaining a lot, but don't worry. They send you a packet that's in English that goes through step by step on how to do this with easy to follow pictures. So if I feel like I'm throwing a lot of information at you, they provide a booklet with all these instructions so you do not have to worry. Now you're probably wondering, English services in China, does that mean it costs more? Am I going to have to pay more up front to use this service? Well, in China, mobile services are actually really cheap. And for a reason, the government actually mandates for mobile services to be very affordable for their citizens. I personally pay, before I started using this service, 100 to 150 RMB each month. And that's because I use roaming a lot because, I have to check my social media, my Instagram, Facebook, and I have to use roaming to be able to do that because I don't want to use my data from my US SIM card because it can be quite pricey. And also beforehand, I had to deal with Chinese text messages from the phone service providers saying that you need to upgrade your account, you're about to run out of data. And when you run out of data and it's in Chinese, I probably ignore it because I get a lot of spam sometimes in my text messages. it's like you're out of signal. Unless you're calling 110, which is the 911 emergency service in China, you're not going to be able to call anyone or do anything. So you can pretty much be naked. You won't be able to use WeChat Pay. You won't be able to use Alipay. They just turn off your service until you pay them. For Nihao Mobile, there are actually 3 payment plans, and they're quite affordable. The cheapest one is 41 RMB each month, and the highest package is 128 RMB each month. And again, you can select the ones that best suit your needs. However, there's one downside. They don't provide international roaming. What does that mean? If you were ever to cross the border, for example, into Greater China, like Hong Kong, Macau, or to go overseas, like in the US or something, and you want to use roaming using their SIM card, they won't provide this service. Whereas the Chinese service providers provide this service, or you can go on Taobao and ask them to provide this service for you, where you can still have an internet connection and a mobile network overseas. And you can always log into your account to make sure the money is deposited correctly and you have enough money in your account. And they will send you reminders in English if you need to top up your account, and it's super easy to use. There's a lot of benefits to having a Chinese phone number in China versus having a foreigner phone number. One of which is WeChat verification. If you don't know and you try to open a WeChat with a foreigner phone number, you're going to have problems in finding someone that's been using WeChat for 6 months, that they have WeChat Pay, and that they haven't already verified like 3 people before, then they can verify you to open a WeChat account. But it's actually a lot easier if you have a Chinese phone number and a passport. A lot of services in China, because we always use our phones here like 24/7, require one-time passwords. And they usually work well with Chinese networks. So if you have a foreigner phone number, like my US phone right here, and I were to try and do a one-time password, it may not actually get to me because I have a US phone number, and maybe their backend system for the mobile data network cannot integrate with my American phone number. If you use services like shipping, if you use services like food delivery, buying stuff online, it's just a lot easier if you have a Chinese phone number. And it's also lower hassle for authentication methods as a foreigner in China. So what are you waiting for? Get your Chinese SIM card in China without leaving your house if you're planning to come here as an expat, either for a temporary stay or you're planning to stay here for a long time. If your Chinese is ibanban, like so-and-so, then you may want to consider using this platform. You can always try and get the Chinese ones, but I'm telling you, their English customer service, almost non-existent. All the information about how to sign up will be in the description down below. So have you ever had any problems getting a Chinese SIM card in China? Did you know about this solution? Did you know English services existed for Chinese SIM card? If you learned something from this video or found value, please smash that like button. You can also consider following me on social media if you want to ask any questions or consultations about doing business or having a better lifestyle in China as a foreigner. Consider subscribing to my channel if you want to see content like this on a weekly basis. Thank you for your time watching this video. Keep surviving, and I'll catch you in the next one.